One thing I have used for the vast majority of that time is scripts. And there's a great reason, and we're going to cover that, why we use scripts, how we use scripts, the importance of using scripts in our business. And I even have a script for you, which is super effective with your database that we're going to learn today, and you're actually going to use on a human being before you leave the class. All right? All right, just be ready for that. I don't know that that's in here, however, that's what I'm going to do, because I found it's very beneficial for everyone. Okay, now, let me ask you a question. Let's see how to make this thing work. All right, what successful agents do every day. This is something very, how many of you are like brand new to real estate? Raise your hand. Ish, how long have you been in the business?
Well, since I got my license in July, but.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. You need not raise your hand.
Yeah, I got my license in 2019.
In 2019, okay. and then something happened.
Yeah.
That might have made it difficult to really get some traction. Absolutely. Okay, great. And Jimmy, you've been doing real estate for about 800 years. So maybe you should be out there teaching us. But, yeah, so most of you are newer to this business, getting going, figuring out ways, and I commend you for being here in this class to learn and grow. The most important thing you can do is take something from this class and do something with it. Take one thing, one nugget, one gem, and execute on it. I've seen too many people attend my classes over the years, and I had this one lady, this is back when I was in Northern California, came to every class, went to everything, and never sold anything. Don't do that. Get something and use it. By the way, I am originally from Northern California, Sacramento area. I did real estate there for about 18 years, built a database, and then for my own personal reasons, chose to move down here where I knew this many people. And in the past 2.5 years, doing what I do, using the phone and using scripts, I'm now on the ALC. I've built enough production that I'm in the top 20% of agents in this office, being here 2.5 years. Those of you that live in this area and know people, you've got a huge head start on me, massive head start. So keep that in mind. You've got something to work with if you know people in this area. One thing that successful agents do every day, lead generate for buyers and sellers. You're not in the real estate business, folks. I've got bad news. You're in the lead generation business. You've got to find people that you're going to help. All right. And by the way, I do want this to be interactive. If it's me going out like this the whole time, you're going to be bored to tears. It's an important thing to remember when you're talking to somebody on the phone too. If it's just you spewing out, they've lost interest a long time ago. Okay, another thing, we make seller listing presentations and get and earn listings. We don't get listings, we earn listings. We make buyer presentations and earn buyer listings. Understand, when a buyer signs a, whatever it is, a loyalty agreement, if you use the card forms buyer broker agreement, which I don't like, I've created a loyalty agreement. If they sign something, you've got a listing with a buyer, and we get listings with sellers as well. We make buyer presentations, and we preview real estate. This one, I never did. And I know in this course, a lot of things it will teach you, go out and preview 10 homes a week. Is anybody doing that? Raise your hand if you're doing it. Ish.
Yes.
It's an ish.
Everything is, right?
Here's one thing I want you to do if you are going to go out and preview a property. Because here's what happens. You go out, drive 15, 30 minutes to go look at a property. You look at it, drive 15, 30 minutes to get back home or to the office, and you've wasted an hour going to look at a house. If you're going to go preview property, go look at the house, then go to the door next door and knock on the door. Hi, I'm a local real estate professional. I was just checking out the house next door. I'm wondering who you might know that could be thinking about moving to the neighborhood. And by the way, they'll probably sell quickly. Who do you know that's thinking of selling? And what about your situation? And was that a script? Say yes. Did it sound like a script? No. Guess why? I've said it
Practice.
So,
Yeah.
thousands of times. There's a Malcolm Gladdy in what's the name of the book? What's the name of the book? He talks about 10,000 hours to become excellent at something. It takes 10,000 hours. Okay. All right. So, and then you go to the next door and you do that to 20 doors. Go down that way 5, back that way 10, back this way 5. If you do that, you will talk to at least 2 or 3 people. You'll make contact with human beings, and you never know. Somebody may have a need. I was doing a home inspection one day in a neighborhood, and for whatever reason, I had to hang out at the home inspection the entire time for a buyer. And so I said, I'm not just gonna waste my time sitting around. So I door knocked the neighborhood. I got 2 other pieces of business out of doing that. Sellers that were thinking about selling. Made contact, kept in my database, and within a few months, they were selling. So if you're gonna go look at homes, use that time wisely. Okay, great. Now, that's what we're doing. And we run our business, market, sell listings, show buyer listings, negotiate contracts, transaction manager, closing, blah, 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 blah. Okay. We're gonna focus on this today. And we're gonna talk about the purpose of scripts. Now, when you hear the term script, what do you think?
I don't know. You have to like put your own spin on it so it doesn't sound cold and rehearsed and this and that. So
Cold and rehearsed. Like acting. Actors use scripts. They don't make it up.
so
Well, in improv, they make it up. However, if you're watching a show on stage, if you're watching a movie, they have a script that they use. Because a script gets you from beginning to end and to the end result that you want. How many of you have a negative impression of scripts? Raise your hand, please. Thank you for being honest. Thank you, those of you that are honest. Scripts are a means to get you into a dialogue. And if you know your script, and if you know what they're going to say, you're able to get them to the direction to the end result that you want to, okay? I'm just making sure I cover the information here I need to. I know what I want to say, and I've got to make sure I do this what they say, okay? All right.
Can a script be kind of mixed and like it's not only a monologue, but you mix in as you go along based on what the other person might say or interject? And to me, it seems like a format for kind of getting to a certain place, you know, and then I might interject something of my own in there, and depending on what's said, you know, but at least I have, okay, now let me type it off, of course, then be okay, now I'm supposed to say, you know, kind of a format.
What's your first name?
Victor.
100% Victor. That's exactly right. And here's the reality. How many of you have seen a script on paper or seen scripts? They are linear. They go one direction. You say this and they say this, you say this and they say this. And conversations don't go that way. You say this and they go over here. And then you say this and then they go over here. That's the reality of conversations. And so people all often ask me for my scripts. The problem is they're here. There's 4 to 5 things that anybody is going to say on a phone conversation. And I just got to know when they go that direction, here's how I'm going to go. When they go this direction, here's how I'm going to go. When they go there, here's how I'm going to go. I've heard everything. There is nothing a buyer or seller can say to me that I haven't already heard. Because I've talked to tens of thousands of people over 16, 17 years of consistently making calls. And you are 100% correct. The one thing I hate about scripts is they don't go down. Michael Putnam, who's the head of the United Home Group that I'm a part of, he talked about having his opening question here, and then one of the 5 ways he'd have it posted on the wall. So if they went this direction, he was ready with that. And if they went there, he was ready with that. And it's knowing the directions that they're going to go. And the best thing that you can do get a script, practice it, and then make some calls. And then you'll hear what direction people are going. Then it's real. And if you don't have the answer for them when they go that direction, that's okay. Guess what? You'll figure it out and you'll have it for the next one. And if you talk to enough people, you will find business. Okay, some scripts right here that we've probably seen before. Have any of you ever seen or heard these? Did you find, when you're in the store, did you find everything you're looking for?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
You go into a store, go ahead, look around, and please let me know if I can help you. I see you admiring that big screen TV. Are you looking for one of the big game this weekend? And it always happens a week before the Super Bowl. Okay, those are all scripts you've heard before. Now, do you believe you use scripts every day? Be honest.
Probably, yes.
Probably yes.
Yeah.
The reality is, yes, you do. Here's one you use every day. Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
By the way, this is fun and have fun. When I walk into a store and you say, hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm super high.
See, she heard that. We are so conditioned to go, hi, how are you? We'll just say, I'm fine, hi, how are you? Say, when you walk into a store, say, how high are you? And 90% of people will go, I'm fine, how are you? Because they don't hear it. It's a script you hear every single day. So do something different, do something unique. You'll stand out. And that 10% will go, oh, that was good. They'll laugh, they'll smile, or whatever. So, but you have to say it with the same inflection and intonation as, hi, how are you? How high are you? My kids and I would go out someplace and they knew I was going to do it, and I would say it, and they're snickering, and the person goes, I'm fine, how are you? So they love that. So yeah.
One thing about that script that for a long time, people would say, hi, how are you? My name is such and such, and I'm fine, and I would not remember their name.
Right.
I mean,
Yes.
I have to consciously be aware now to try to, remember.
Oh yeah.
the person's name.
Absolutely. Oh, I've already forgotten your name. I asked you 2 minutes ago, right? Yeah.
But I tell people, hey, forgive me if I have to ask you 3 or 4 times, especially if it's a few people.
Yeah.
And
Which is a great thing to do. Because you're showing your weakness.
Yeah.
And acknowledging that. Which that's awesome. Here's another script you may have heard before at McDonald's. Do you want fries for that? Yeah. So scripts are all around us every day. Embrace that, understand that. Scripts are okay. It's not okay to sound scripted. You've gotten telemarketers call you and you can tell they're reading from a script. You just know it. When I get that, man, I try and go off script on them and take them off in a different direction and see how they recover. Or if they can even recover, or if they just go, forget it. That's fun. Listen to how other people do scripts. Is it effective? Is it not? And if you know it's not effective, don't do that. Okay.
I think that's a personality trait a little bit too, is that some people will pivot better than others, right? If the objection is not what you think the script is going to go into, some people will then freeze because they're so lined up on the script, where other people are pretty good at like, okay, I can just run with that.
Well, you know what that is though? That is knowing the 4 or 5 different directions they're going to go.
Right, right.
I know them, I hear them. When they go there, I'm ready for it.
Sure.
You don't know the 4 or 5 directions they're going to go yet because you haven't made enough calls and talked to enough people. And let me tell you folks, it took me a few years to really get proficient at it. It wasn't overnight. I want you to embrace the fact that you're going to screw up when you make these calls. You're going to fail. You're going to stumble over yourself. You're going to get mush mouth. You're going to lose your way. All of that is going to happen to you. And it's okay. It's not life or death. It's just a conversation that didn't quite go right. Okay. And good point. All right. First of all, one thing we need to do is remove our limiting beliefs. And what is a limiting belief?
Something that hinders you from reaching your potential.
Something that hinders you from reaching your potential. What else is a limiting belief?
Fear.
Fear. Fear, yeah, okay. You have fear because you have a limiting belief that you're not able to do something. I'm afraid of picking up that phone because I'm afraid of getting rejection, and I'm afraid they're going to say something that I won't have a response to, and I'm afraid of whatever. A limiting belief is, oh, I can't be good at scripts, or I'm not good at scripts. It's not that you're not good at scripts, you just haven't done it enough to get good. By the way, I'm sure you can tell from my voice that I have a face for radio. So that works well for me when I'm making calls and delivering scripts. I have done and do theater. I perform live on stage. And so I've learned scripts for many, many years so that I can get up on stage and do what I love and enjoy and perform. And you're all capable of doing the same thing. A limiting belief might be, I can't sell 20 houses a month, 10 a month, 5 a month, 1 a month. People won't work with me. Cold calls are bad. Everybody hates cold calls. Those are some limiting beliefs, and we need to remove those and get rid of those. Let me see what this is about. Do you all have a participant guide?
So we have like little, like PowerPoint,
This is
essentially.
page 4 on the participant. I don't have that guide in front of me. What's on that?
Page 4 is activity, remove your limiting beliefs, and then we have little boxes.
And what does it say to do in those boxes?
First box is A, below, write down limiting beliefs that have held you back from making phone calls.
Okay, how many, let me ask you a real heartwarming question. How many of you have made phone calls to human beings about real estate? 1, 2, 3.5, 4. Okay, so you have maybe a little more than 50% of the room. Oh, and I apologize about those of you that are online. I'm ignoring you, sorry. If you put something in the chat, I won't see it. So just FYI, you can listen in. And
Probably not as many as suggested, but I've made some.
And you have made some.
I've made some, yeah.
Yes. What I did there was 2 words you want to remove from your language. We learned this in bold. But and try. You look great today, but it's always follow with a negative.
Yeah.
But this. And switch but to and.
Yeah.
You look great today, and your hair looks a little funky. I had to come up with something. Sorry. All right. So remove the B word from your language and insert and. And we don't try to do something, we intend to do something. I'm going to try and make those calls. That gives you the excuse to not do it. I'm going to try and make 20 contacts a day. I'm going to try and knock on X number of doors today. There is no try. As Yoda said, do or do not. So if you catch yourself saying the T word, just switch it to intend. I intend to make 20 contacts a day. I intend to hit 100 doors. I intend to speak with this number of people, whatever it is. Okay, so do any of you have a limiting belief about real estate that you're willing to share and be vulnerable?
Just trying to sort through them.
Pick one.
I know. I mean, my general one, I think, just as a whole, has been that I was taught as a kid, people over profit. And so I haven't been extremely profitable in this life yet, because I think that is a limiting belief. That's something that I've trained, and I still believe in people over money, but I'm ready to do activities. And I'm ready to do activities now.
Oh, okay. So that's a whole other conversation about people over profits.
Yeah.
I will argue you're not wrong. Okay, so I wouldn't say that's here's a limiting belief you all have that are newer agents right now. You ready? They're going to ask me how many houses I've sold and I won't know how to respond. They're not gonna work with me because I'm new. The fact that I'm new is a problem. You all have that, correct? Yes, you do. Here's how you handle how many houses have you sold. By the way, first of all, the reason they're asking you that is because you fear that question and you're attracting it to you. If you do not fear that question, they won't ask it. And if you are communicating in a way where you're not confident and you're not leading the conversation, they will ask you. People never ask me how many houses I've sold. Ever. Because I'm confident and I'm leading them through the conversation and the process. So they just assume I know what I'm doing. And if you're able to communicate confidently and ask great questions and lead them through the conversation, they'll assume your expertise. People want to be led. People want a strong, confident leader to lead them through their real estate process. And if your communication demonstrates that you're strong and confident, even though you're shaking inside, you're scared to death, you may have no idea what you're talking about, if you're communicating in a confident, strong way, they will follow right along with you. So here's the answer to how many houses you sold. I'm so glad you asked that. Our team, the South Bay market, sold. Hey, Simon, how many properties did we sell in December, our market? Center? 110, thank you. See, I don't have to have that answer. I'm so glad you asked that. Our team sold 110 houses in December. Now, let's talk about your situation, what you're doing, where you're going to. Now you have an answer to that question. Now you have an answer to when it. You no longer have to fear how many houses have you sold. Our market said now you always have the data from the previous month, which that's easy to find. I stuck my head out the door and I found that out. Our market, I'm so glad you asked. Our team sold 110 houses last month. Is that a good number? Yeah, great. Fantastic. So you've dealt with and answered that question. So
I'll tell you a little bit what we might have.
yes.
Well, better. That I haven't kept up with technology, so I'm not sure if I can catch up. Like for example, my neighbor here, Jerry, he's got the sheet.
Yeah.
And he's bamming it out,
Yeah.
notes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how do you do that?
Yeah. Okay, and then do you have to catch up with technology?
I think I do. But here's what I do really believe though. I have to just put the hours in, put the time in, and work on it. And then I'll get better. I don't believe I'm a stupid person that can't learn. So,
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the most important thing you need to know and can do. Talk to human beings. That's it. If you can have conversations with human beings, you will find business. If you're asking the right questions, using the right dialogues, following the right script. Just have conversations with human beings. That's it. That's all you have to do. Just have to have the right conversation. And we're going to look at that. Benefits of using a script. Have I beat that horse to death yet? Scripts build confidence in job ability. If you know what you're going to say and what they're going to say and have a response for it, you are confident. Period. And that is the one thing I've had the hardest challenge getting newer agents to grasp is the confidence. And the confidence only comes from doing it and doing it over and over and over and over again. And again, folks, it took me a few years to the point where I was confident. You hand me a phone and I will call anybody. I don't care. Yes.
So something that I've been dealing with is the confidence part is not the problem that I'm dealing with. It's once I've contacted that person, at what point is it too much to push? Or how much can you call them? How much can you text them? If they don't answer, where do you, like, how do you take it? And are you going too far? Or are you?
Yeah. What's your first name?
Dorian.
Dorian.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dorian. Great question. Here's something, write this down. In every sales conversation, wait for all the eyes to be up before I continue going on. And every sales conversation with a commitment when the next conversation will take place. Cool.
Yeah.
So Dorian, that's great. So you're saying that in a couple of months you're thinking about selling, that's fantastic. Should I call you again next week or is a month better?
So the setup is where so I'll give you an example, like,
Great.
I had a conversation with one of my spare influence, and
Excellent.
and she had mentioned that her fiance, her sister's fiance and her sister were looking for a property.
Yep.
They didn't have an agent.
Yep.
And so I was like, okay, perfect. I'll let you contact them, because I was trying to get the number, but she was resisting.
That, which is fine.
So I was just like, okay, perfect. So I'll just circle back with you in a couple days. I said exactly what I was going to say and do. And then I texted her, said it was a great conversation, and therefore, and I asked her a question, did you contact, and no answer.
Right.
And so my question is, do I text again, or do I just leave it at that? How long do you wait? Where is it you're gonna lose the person?
Right.
Where is it that they're gonna be like, oh, he's nagging me, or like block you? I don't know. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at.
Okay, and yet here's something. She said, let me talk to them and then I'll find out.
Yeah.
And you said, great. I'll call you or I'll text you or I'll reach out in 2 days and see what happens.
Yeah.
And she agreed.
Yes.
She agreed to that. Great. So 2 days later, you said, I'm following up as suggested. Have you had a chance to speak with them?
Yes.
And you did that.
Yep.
And there was no response.
Yep.
Okay, great. So I would personally, every couple of days, I would call. I prefer calling to texting. I just do because texting is just, how much of our communication is body language?
90%, 80%.
It's high, it's like 70%. Tonality, words we use, what have you, is 20–30%. So texting is about 1% of communication.
Okay.
All right, at least get them on the phone. Hey, I'm following up as we discussed, if you had a chance to speak with them.
Okay.
And if somebody told me, yeah, I'll get back to you, great, then get back to me.
Okay.
And you can approach it from a place of, maybe you're busy, maybe you haven't had a chance to talk to them, let me know either way. However, have you had a chance to speak with them? And if not, when should I check back with you?
Okay, so
When should I follow up? Because then when she says, oh, sorry, here's what happened, she hasn't spoken to him and she feels bad that she hasn't spoken to him, and she'll reach out to you when she's spoken to them. But she's not communicating that to you. Okay? And by the way, here's a great script. When somebody does that and you do that every 2 days and they don't respond or what have you, that's when I will call and leave a message and say, hey, what's her first name?
her first name's Ari.
Ari, hey Ari, I'm just calling to apologize. We had a conversation about how you were going to speak to your friend, fiance, whatever it was, about me being able to talk to them. And I haven't heard from you, so I must have done something to offend you. And I just want to let you know I'm sorry.
Okay.
Well, here's what will happen. Within 5 minutes, she'll call you back. Oh, no, it wasn't you, Corinne. No. I was busy. I got sidetracked. But this happened or that happened or whatever. Yeah. So do it. If they're not, if you get somebody that goes dark on you and you were engaged, I had a buyer once. They were looking at properties every weekend, and then all of a sudden they went dark. I would email, I would call, nothing. And I used the apology script. She literally called me 15 minutes after that. They go, oh, no, it's not you. I'm sorry, we were busy, blah, blah, blah. And in fact, we're coming out this weekend, so we can look at properties. So that's why I'm handling that. And I dive off, and don't worry, I'm going to cover some great material for you. Scripts allow you to stay focused on the conversation and in the present moment. When you're very new to scripts, unfortunately, you're kind of looking at the script and kind of listening to what they're saying so that you can be ready to say your next thing. That's real. That is really real. However, staying in the moment, and I want you to be comfortable with this, staying in the moment, listening to what they're saying. If you have to pause, dead air, after they finish speaking, because you're not sure where to go yet, it's okay. It shows you're listening. And also, if you pause and don't say anything, they may keep talking. The silent close is what it's called. By the way, one of the most effective closes is the silent close. Your first name again? Cheyenne, Wyoming. That's right. Okay. All right, Cheyenne, are you ready to list your home with me?
I think so.
Great. Sign here, press hard. Dorian, are you ready to list your home with me?
Yes.
Great. Sign here, press hard. You were
Media.
Mia, are you ready to list your home with me?
Absolutely.
I want someone.
To say no.
No, I want you to wait. Are you ready to list your home with me?
No.
Great. May I ask the reason that you're choosing not to list your home with me? And then you go into handling that objection. Is there something I didn't cover? However, in the silent close, the first one to speak loses. So when you ask the closing question, shut up. Because then they have to do something. And the pressure of the silence will get to them more than it gets to you. Be comfortable with silence. It's okay. It also demonstrates you are listening. And then here's another little trick. Write this one down. If they're answering the question that you just asked and you're not sure where to go, just say, tell me more about that. That buys you time. Tell me more about that. Brian Tracy had one which was, I can't remember. It was basically a variation of tell me more about that. Or how's that? So yeah, if you ever get stuck, just go tell me more about that. So scripts allow you to stay focused and on the conversation and in the present moment, which is key. If people believe they're being listened to and heard, are they going to be comfortable with you? Are they going to trust you? Yes, they will. And scripts allow for consistency in what is said and actions that agents take. Here's an important thing about your business. It needs to be a system and a process. You have to have a system. You have to have a process. You have to, any business has to be repeatable. You have to be able to do the same thing every day to generate business, find business, and close business. That's just how businesses work. McDonald's doesn't make up different menus every single day. In and out. It's got 3 things on the menu, that's right. And they do, okay, they will do animal, they got the secret menu or what have you. However, they do the same thing every day. The fried chicken place down the street, they do the same thing every day. You have to be able to do the same thing every day. And I say the same dang words every single day. And I have to do it with enthusiasm and excitement and with a smile on my face in order to be effective. And I know I walk in the office and I start up my dialer and I know what I'm going to say every day. And it gets old and it's boring. It is boring. And it works. Okay. All right, here we go. Here's a video by Jeff Glover.
Hi, I'm Jeff Glover.
Let me
And
turn
I'm
that
going
up.
to tell you the top 5 things that you need to know about using scripts. Step 1, you're going to need to get your scripts from a top agent at the office, your team leader, a maths coach, or of course, Keller Williams University. Step 2, we're going to need to do a total transformation of, instead of talking and telling, of asking questions. Selling isn't telling, selling is asking a series of questions that leads to desired response. So instead of talking so much, we need to get in the habit of asking questions. And asking questions gives us control of the conversation. Control of the conversation gives us our ultimate outcome, which is an appointment set or closing. Step 3, we need to listen with good intentions. Well, what I mean by that is we need to listen to their answers instead of just listening to them talk and asking another question that comes to mind. For example, instead of asking a seller where they're moving to and then going on to the next question, how soon would you like to be there? Ask them, where are you moving to? And when they give you a response, ask them, what takes you there? Step 4 in becoming better at scripts is we need to learn to mimic, mirror, and match the prospect. What I mean by that is we have to listen to their tone of voice. We have to speed up or slow down based on how fast the prospect is talking. That means when they respond and say, we're moving to Toledo. Oh, Toledo, that's exciting. What takes you there? 93% of communication is body language and tonality. And that means only 7% are the words that we say or the questions that we ask. Step 5, we need to take these 5 points and practice them daily. If you think of NFL teams, they practice 50, 60 hours on the practice field for a 1-hour game. Our game is our presentations and our appointments, and we need to practice daily everything that we've learned every single day before we meet with our clients. When it comes to scripts, my biggest aha is that everybody has their own scripts. We're pre-programmed to have scripts, and we're talking and asking questions that are scripted. However, what we found is that most of our own scripts are no good. And so we have to learn the right scripts, the right questions to maintain control of the conversation. Thanks for watching KW Connect. Make it a great day.
Thanks, Jeff. I met him at he's in the Detroit area. I met him at a family reunion 10 years ago now? 8 to 10 years ago. And at that time, you could buy a house in Detroit for $5,000.
Wow.
And so a couple of years later, that had gone up to 10,000. So I had an IRA with some money in it, so I started buying houses in Detroit. Thanks to him. Thanks, Jeff. And he's built an amazing team, and he knows what he's talking about. Okay. Memorizing scripts. Yeah, reading a script one time is not the answer to getting it down. They have to be memorized, they have to be internalized, and you have to do them the way they're written initially, even if you don't like it. The first time I took bold, Diana Kokoska had the script, a door knocking script, it was a door knocking script. And she said, you're gonna do this, try it. So I went out to do it and I hated it. I didn't like the script at all. I thought they were going for the jugular too quickly. And I got up to the first door and I said, hi, I'm Bob with Keller Williams, and I came out to meet you because I know you wouldn't come to my office to meet me. And they laughed. Said, hey, I'm out here, I just have a couple of questions for you. How long have you lived here? What brought you here? Who do you know that might be thinking about selling? And I thought, this isn't going to work. And when I got to who do you know that might be thinking about selling, they went, and I went, the first person I did that to, they went, they thought about it. And I went, oh my God, it worked. And I did that script. I maybe hit 100 doors in total in a neighborhood that I wanted to work. I did earn 1 listing out of that.
That was the script that you thought went to the jugular too quickly?
Yep. Yeah. So when you see a script, you learn it and use it as it's written. And then as you get more proficient, you can make it your own. You can customize it for you and your personality and your tonality and how you come across and who you are and where you are, all of that stuff. That is every script I use, I stole from somebody else except for a couple. I've invented a couple of them. Everything else I stole. and then modified it as I got better at it. So this goes through a way, and we're gonna do that right now, of learning a script. Those of you that are in Zoom, you don't see this. Sorry. I'll go through it with you, it's really easy. Here, pass those out.
Sure thing.
I called Robin Sino, who's a productivity coach in the Roseville office in Northern California, good friend of mine, one of the only non-MAPS coaches that's worth anything. Taught me this script years ago and I love it. And it's a script for your database. It's a script primarily for your database. Do you have an extra one? I don't remember what I
For
wrote.
you.
Thank you, Cheyenne Wyoming.
From the trash and.
So, yeah. You are? Oh my gosh. Okay, so the first sentence of the script, you're gonna read out loud 5 times, and that is, I am hoping you can help me with a challenge. And I want you to understand something. At the end, you're gonna downswing. I'm hoping you can help me with a challenge. So all of you read that out loud 5 times, go. Okay, now do it smiling. I'm hoping you can help me with the challenge. I'm hoping you can help me with the challenge. I'm hoping you can help me with the challenge. I'm hoping you can help me with the challenge. I'm hoping you can help me with the challenge. Go. All right, excellent. And those of you that are on Zoom, you better be doing this too. The next line is, I have made a commitment to help 50 families, or whatever your number is. And I want you all now to think of the number of homes that you would like to close in 2022. What is your number, sir? 100. 100. Your number? 100. 9.
10.
10. 10. 100.
How many families do I have?
How many houses are you gonna close this year? Even 10.
13.
13.
10.
10. 25. That's your number. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's your number, and it's okay. So what you're gonna do is interject that number to the next. I've made a commitment to help 50 families this year that either need to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate. So that's line 2 of this script. I have made a commitment to help 50 families this year who either need to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate. That's called an embedded command. That's why you pause before it. And because that is all they're going to hear. Buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate. It's called an embedded command. So now all of you say that 10 times while smiling. And then the last line of that script is, who do you know that I can help? Say that 5 times fast.
Who do you know that I can help?
Who do you know that I can help? Not my help. Who do you know that I can help? That I may help. That I might, oh, I'm sorry, may help. May is fine. Did I correct you? Did you say may?
Yes.
You're right. May is correct. That I may help. Can help, whatever. That's right. So either one will work, whatever you're. There's the first modification you can make to it. If you can or may. All right, now turn that over. Look at me and deliver the script. Ready, go.
I have a challenge.
Hoping you can help me with the challenge. What's the last question?
Who do you know that I can help today? I remember that one.
All right, now turn it over and see how bad you did. And that's okay.
Yeah, I found that when we first started, and did you say something about having inflection tone off, tone down or something? Because when you said the second time, now smile and do it, I found that you naturally change your inflection or whatnot. I mean, you can't even tone it down if you're smiling.
You have to.
Right.
You have to downswing it. Because what sounds more authoritative? Hi, this is Bob Walatka with Keller Williams. Hi, this is Bob Walatka with Keller Williams.
One's a statement, one's a question, almost just the
And here's one thing you all have done already, and you will need to overcome. You're doing that now because you're afraid. Because you upswing. Hi, this is Bob with Keller Williams. I hope you don't hang up on me or tell me to F off or tell me no. Versus this is Bob with Keller Williams. You better effing know who I am because I'm the best dang real estate agent in this market. Hear the difference? Yeah. So I want you all, when you're doing any kind of introduction, say your name with Keller Williams, or I'm a local real estate professional. And say it with authority and say it proud. Okay, so now here's what we're going to do, either with the script in front of you or not. I want you all to say it, the whole entire script 5 times. Ready, begin. All right. Is everybody comfortable with that now? Reasonably comfortable with it? You have one of these. Get your phone out right now. Get your phone out. Open it up. Go to contacts or go to the phone. Pick somebody you believe will answer. That you have a high percentage of them answer. Because you're calling because they know you. And I'm going to start. Just so you can hear how it starts. These are people that should know who you are. This is not a cold call. So, hey. And Eduardo didn't answer. She was for somebody over there, actually listed for a short time. However, she was a list by. Unfortunately, that's a reality of what can happen with this. Okay, so pick somebody that you believe is going to answer and make that call. And just say, hi, this is Cheyenne. I'm hoping you can help me with the challenge.
Can you do how are you, sir?
No, don't do how are you. It's actually a modification. Do you have 2 minutes to help you with a business question?
That's good.
You have 2 minutes to help me with the challenge. Ready? Make the call. Let's see how many brave people are in the room.
You say hi? Yeah, obviously you say hi, right?
Yeah, hi. And if they know who you are, they might go, hey, hi, Dorian. Hi, name. You have 2 minutes to help me with the challenge. Good job.
Oh, do you need it on speaker?
No,
Oh,
you can choose to do it not on speaker. And hit that number. I know it's scary. And by the way, with newer agents that are teaching script speed, this what you're doing right here is the absolute scariest thing they can do. Because they're doing it in front of me, they're doing it in front of
Don't you
others.
think about the challenge?
Got 2 minutes to help with the challenge? You have 2 minutes to help with the challenge?
So I've got a commitment to help 100 families a year. Are you looking to buy a home,
sell a home,
or looking to buy a home, sell a home?
like this,
Real estate.
Yeah.
So I'm I made a commitment to help 13 families this
Did
year.
you hear that?
We're almost done.
I'm really
Couple
confident.
ones.
I'm gonna say all the time, 100 families this year. They're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate. Who would you like to help? You buy it up. I appreciate that.
So who do you know that might be thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate?
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right.
You just did one of those common things in the deal. Good job. Congratulations. You got a couple more minutes to find a human being. And what did they say?
That they didn't know nobody right now, but they'll keep, you're out. Shit on my way.
Right, and now understand something. They've forgotten all about you. That's a reality. Nothing against you.
Yeah.
They've forgotten all about you. And so that's why it's important to reach out for a database, on a consistent basis, and remind them I'm here to help with things. Somebody taught me this technique once. I have not used it fully to its capability. But when that person said, hey, I'll think about it, I said, great. May I follow up with you next week and see if anybody has come tonight? What will they say? Check. Sure. Yep. Now you have agreement that you're going to call next week to ask them again, have you thought of anybody? Who have you heard? Who have you thought of? And they say, oh, sorry, no one. Great. And I follow up with you again in a week or 2 weeks. Sure. This person claims by the third call they usually have. So if you don't want to make cold calls, just do that. with your database. And you potentially will find a good amount of business, right? Yes.
So I call one of my ex-colleagues. I was working at Tom Brady International last year. So I call one of them. So I asked them, like, I just joined Keller Williams.
Yeah.
And how's it going on? Like, everything's good. How's Tom
Yeah.
Brady and things, jobs over there? So
Yeah,
he said there's good. So he said, like, I'm also looking to buy a home
great.
for my kids, but so like my budget is maybe like $400,000 and
Sure.
$500,000. So
Yeah.
I'm looking for a single family home.
Yeah. Great. You want to move to Palm Springs?
So
Empire, Lancaster, Palmdale? Fantastic. I can help you with that.
right now I live in Redondo Beach.
Yeah.
And like he said, yeah, I'm looking for to buy in this area. I said, I don't think so. It's a good budget.
Here's a great thing. Go, great, let's get together. CETO, come into the office. Come into the office and let's talk about what we can do for you.
Yeah.
And you made an appointment when you do that. And if you make 5 appointments a week and go on 2 or 3 of them to meet with buyers or sellers, you will have a very successful business.
Yeah. So the next is like I got the approval for like up to $700,000,
Great,
but I'm waiting for my son to get a job.
okay.
And once he gets a job, so I will put him in like a co-signer or.
Yes, yeah, he'll be on the loan too, that way he'll qualify for a higher amount.
It's take another like maybe 2 years or 1 year to get in the person, because the lender always see like 2 years job history. Or
So here's what you do. Great. Let's bring your son and you into the office and let's talk about what you can accomplish. And bring a lender with you to go, okay, here's what's going to happen with that. Get him in the office. All right. We are way more effective face to face. Again, 70, 80, 90% of our communication is body language. Get him in the office. And then bring in the resources. Here's one thing I want you all to do. We've got a couple of minutes. Here's one thing I want you all to do. Go make an appointment that you have no idea what you're going to say when you get there. None. Go make an appointment with a seller to meet them about selling their home. Make an appointment with a buyer and you have no idea what you're going to say. Because guess what will happen?
body language is more effective.
Body language is more effective, and if you make an appointment with someone that you have no idea what you're gonna say, what are you gonna do?
Mistakes.
You're gonna make mistakes, and before you go on that appointment, what are you gonna do?
Okay.
You're gonna prepare. You're gonna figure out what the heck am I gonna say? And you'll grab the resources, the people, and the coaches, and the materials that you need, so that you won't look like a complete idiot, only a partial idiot.
But you're so right, when there's a deadline at stake, you actually get your shit together and do it.
Exactly.
For me, anyway.
That's exactly right. I mean, I worked for a .com for a while, and I was calling CEOs and VPs of telephone companies or what have you, and I had no idea what I was going to say when I got there. And I made appointments to meet with them, and then had to backtrack to figure out what it is I was going to say. Just go make the appointment. Don't. So many times you get caught up preparing to prepare. Doesn't matter. Go make an appointment. All right, we are at pretty close to 12 o'clock. Oh, by the way, y'all can kind of tell I'm pretty good at scripts, right?
Yep.
I kind of know what I'm saying. I have 6 role play partners every week. Do I need them? I kind of know what I'm saying. I'm helping them, and a lot of times I'll pick up something from them of what they're doing. So if I have 6 role play partners, how many do y'all need?
10.
60. There you go. You need more than 1. You need more than 0. How about that? Having a role play partner, and you in this room or other agents get together and decide, hey, 7:30 on Monday, Tuesday, whatever morning, I'm going to call you and we're going to practice this script. And just do that. It takes 5-10 minutes. It doesn't take a lot of time. My role play sessions are 15 minutes long. And I let people know, that's it, yes, sir.
So when you set an appointment, is there like something that you say to solidify it so that you know that they're gonna be there?
Yeah, absolutely. Great. So we're meeting Saturday at 10 o'clock at my office, correct? Great. I will send you an email and a text with the address and a confirmation. And I'll go into my Google Calendar and I will include them in that appointment. And when I see that they accept it, now I know it's guaranteed. And then a day before, just confirming they're still meeting at this time.
So you do the Google
Tomorrow.
Calendar thing.
I use Google Calendar, yeah. I choose to do that. You can use whatever works for you, doesn't matter. The best database, the best calendar, the best tools are the ones that you will use and you will use consistently. Doesn't matter what they are. Okay, all right, yeah, get a role play partner, okay. We are technically out of time, blah, blah, blah. So what I want to hear from you, if it is 12:01 and the class was to end at 12, so if you need to leave, no judgment, go. What ahas did you get from this session?
Might sound dumb, but I misinterpreted when you were saying, and I think Victor did too, when you were saying to do the downslope on it. Because in everything I've ever done, that's a negative, right? Because they're making it be like, you're not positive, you're not smiling, you're not, so I'm like trained to almost do the opposite, so that was an aha for me, where I'm like, it just makes it more authoritative.
Good,
Yeah.
excellent, thank you, Cheyenne. I think you have your hand up.
Yeah, just go do it and be confident.
Go do it and be confident. Yes.
Oh, Sully's like dating.
You're gonna hear no.
If you don't try, you never know what's going to happen, right?
What's your first name?
Levi.
Levi, that's awesome, Levi, thank you for that. Something is like dating. You don't ask, you're gonna get no, no matter what.
It's okay not to be an expert, but
Amen,
Yeah.
excellent. What one thing did you learn today that you will walk out of this door and use in your business today, or if you're working tomorrow or Monday?
Practice in scripts.
Practicing scripts,
Embedded commands.
embedded commands. That's script. Well, those of you that are new and don't have any business, one of the most effective things you can do. Y'all have one of these, right? Yes. I saw you. On here is an app called Contacts. In there is your database, the beginnings of your database. There is an app called Contacts #2 Excel. 99 cents in the App Store. It will take all of your contacts and convert it to an Excel spreadsheet. And now you've got the beginnings of a database. What will come out of there is Cheyenne phone number, or if it's Cheyenne last name phone number, or maybe it'll be Shy because you've got it in there as your nickname or what have you. And you start at A and you go down and get full name, phone number, email address, and physical address. And you break those into columns and you go down that list and you let all of them know that you made a commitment to help X number of families this year. We either need to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate. Who do you know that I can help? And you do that to every contact that you have, everybody, and that is the beginnings of your database. And those are easy calls to make because they know you, they like you. I make cold calls every day. They don't know me, they don't like me. I've been told to F off. I've been told, I hate realtors, I hope you and your children die of AIDS.
That's a great.
That's very specific. And I'm still alive and my kids are still alive. Sorry, your wish didn't come true. Okay, anybody else have something they're going to take from this and implement?
I like that this is shorter because right now I do feel like I'm going through my database and I'm doing the like decently long call to catch up, to make it a personal touch, to not harp on real estate, even though it naturally comes up because how are you doing? What are you doing these days? How did 2020 affect you? So that's a part of my story, right? But this is nice.
And
Is it, where was that?
You all heard it, right?
Where was it? I don't.
You finish your sentence and then you hit the B word.
Oh, at the very end.
Yeah.
And I like that this is short though, because I am intending to get through 10 calls a day.
10
And-
calls or 10 contacts?
10 you're right, 10 contacts,
Right.
not,
And it's already,
you're right. No, it's
I
good.
like to be clear about what I intend to accomplish.
Yeah, that's a good distinction for sure.
Because I can pick up the phone and call.
Yeah.
My dialer will dial 300 numbers and I'll make 5 contacts.
Right.
So I made 300 calls.
Yeah.
However, what's important is making the contact.
Yeah,
So, and yes, we can get, with people who know, like, and trust us, we can get mired in lengthy, how are you doing conversations.
Mhm.
And when you are lead generating, you don't want to get mired in that. That's where do you have 2 minutes to help me with a business question?
yeah, that was great.
So.
Or to help you with a challenge?
When you talk about the dialer, like, is that just specifically for your sphere of influence, or is that for sale items and expireds kind of,
It's yes. Everybody is in my dialer, is in Mojo. I use the Mojo dialer.
So you.
Everybody's in there.
Okay,
This
so
is expired for somebody owners, absentee owners, pre-foreclosures, my database.
and it's kind of like a command kind of thing, right?
No, it's not command. It is absolutely not command.
But it does have like folders where you can have beads and all that stuff.
Yep. I've got different lists, I've got different groups, I've got reminders to call people back.
And so you pay for the service to get the for sale by owners, the expires and all that stuff, right?
Yes, correct. And I will tell you all that right now, you don't need to worry about any of that. None of that matters right now. What matters is calling your database, your sphere of influence, the people who already know, like, and trust you, so you don't have to build that bridge. Make your mistakes with them. They always say, you've got a new product, you go sell in Alabama first, because if you screw up in Alabama, nobody cares. Or Detroit. No, Detroit.
There's your day.
All right, anything else that y'all have a question about or concern or need help? Yes,
Not regarding this class, but
Yeah.
I just want to share my experience.
yes,
So last year I was, because I got licensed last month,
okay,
but before like
and,
10 years ago, I was working in Dubai.
yeah,
Right, so I know a little bit like things regarding about real estate.
yes,
So I was helping one of my uncle to buy a home.
okay,
Like that was totally like just helping because I don't have a license last year. So one of my friends, he worked in real estate.
Yep.
Like, I'm sharing this because I got help. I got like some experience I want to share, might be help other people. And so first I went there and asked them like how to get approved. So one of my friends is a lender, he worked for a better home.
yeah,
Homebridge.
Yeah.
So they got approved like $700,000,
okay,
and they arranged meeting in Berkshire Hathaway Home Services.
Yeah.
Because my friend as an agent, he worked there. So he came and he just described, we need like 3-bedroom, single family home, this
Right.
area and this area. So then they started working on it.
Yeah.
So I was working like a third party, not client, just to help them. So they have like a 3 kids. So one say like, no, I don't like this home, I don't like this one, I don't like this neighborhood. And my uncle say, oh, my business is in downtown LA. I can't drive much. I need home like nearby, just 5 miles.
right,
And in downtown LA, there is no such a good neighborhood in 5 miles for a single family home.
right,
And we work on like a Glendale area, but the lender, if they want to buy something in Glendale single family home, 3-bedroom to bath, so it's around $1 million.
right,
So like now it's been like 8 months and we are, they are still work on it, but they don't have any like a solution. And now the lenders say like, okay, so now you have to submit more documents.
Yeah.
Once you file tax return.
Yeah.
So you have to renew this previous loan.
yes,
So then they contact me and they say, okay, you got a license, congratulations, so
Yeah.
we will give you this deal.
Yeah.
And you'll be our agent. So I said, thank you so much, but the people work with you since like 7 months, they deserve more than that.
Yeah.
So you can go with them, that's fine. I will try to find another one. But those people are more than deserve than me because they spend a lot of time, gas, and
Yes. Right.
So I'm just like, in this situation, what should we do as an agent?
Okay, well, there's a lot there to unpack that we don't have time for. Yes, that other agent has spent a lot of time and effort trying to find them a home and not succeeding. So then and the buyer has the choice who they're gonna work with. And if you believe you can find them a home, which you can't for 700,000, maybe you could have 2-3 years ago in those areas, you can't now. So then it becomes a question of, do you even want to spin your wheels or waste your time on that?
So my question is, it could be one of us in future, like this, with that kind of client, buyer, right?
Yeah.
So in this situation, what should we do?
Okay, you CITO, come into the office. Okay, you can spend 700,000 and you want to be in these neighborhoods. Let's look at this info Sparks, which is a part of your MLS, report on values in that neighborhood. What homes are selling for? Or look up in MLS, this is what homes are selling for in that neighborhood. You're qualified for 700,000, they are averaging 800,000. We can't get there from here. Now, are there other areas you're willing to consider? Are there other places you're willing to consider where your money will work?
Or would you consider maybe a foreclosure or short sale?
No, time out. There are no foreclosures or short sales. Those don't exist.
Right.
They are 1% of the market, if that much. They're rare, extremely rare. And short sales are great. I love them. That's how I survived 2008 to 2012. I listed and sold a ton of short sales. And then 2 or 3 years later, I helped some of those people that I also buy back into the market with the prices lower. So, yeah, there's distressed properties. Yeah, everybody wants a distressed property. Everybody wants a fixer. Everybody wants that. Everybody has cash to get those. Ignore that crap. Totally ignore it. It doesn't exist. So what you have to find out is what's real about what you can find. And if you can't find them at the price they're at, you can't. You don't have any magic.
Exactly.
So offer other places. Find where their money will work and see if they're willing to go there. And if they are, great. If they aren't, great.
Most of them is gonna help you to help them anyway, if they're not realistic.
Okay, so if you go to an auto dealer and say, yeah, I want that Ferrari. And I want to finance it. And they go, great, let's run your numbers and blah, 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 blah. Okay, that Ferrari is $100,000 and you qualify for $50,000 loan. Sorry. Go over to Ford, Chevy, Honda, Toyota, whatever, where you can afford something. That's a reality. Yep. Here's the question. Are the prices going to come down?
Maybe 10%.
When?
They will come down, so maybe not more than 10%.
What information do you have that tells you it's going to come down 10%?
Because the interest rate goes up,
Mm-hmm.
so the mortgage goes up.
Mm-hmm. So that means people can afford less home.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have enough houses to sell right now?
Nope.
No.
And I heard like the Zillow, they have enough homes at less buyer, and they are not buying anymore.
Zillow is a national company. Yeah, the Zillow, we buy homes thing is gone. They're not buying homes anymore. They learned that you can't buy a place high and sell it low and make a profit, which is what they were doing. Yeah, so they ended that business. That iBuyer is gone. And thankfully, That's okay. In California and in our area, we do not have enough doors to sell, period. We never have. And we likely won't. And that's why they're approving ADUs. And Prop 9, I think it is a scrape and build a fourplex.
Yes.
In a residential neighborhood.
Has it ever been a buyer's market in California?
The 2008 to 2010, maybe, when short sales and foreclosures were prominent and there was a lot of inventory. What you have to look at, and you can go back in InfoSparks and our MLS system, and go back as far as you can, and just look at days on market, not days on market, months of supply. If you look at months of supply, if you see it above 6, that's a buyer's market. If you look at the past 5 years, you will never see days on market above 6. A months of supply above 6. Okay, all right. It is 12:16. Thank you all for listening. Did you get value out of today? Okay, good. Now go put it to work. My pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for participating. Yeah. You know where the Simon's office is? I'm across the hall, right across the hall. And by the way, I'm in here lead generating 8:30, 9 o'clock, Monday through Friday, making calls. You're welcome to sit in and listen to what I do. Yep. Yeah, come by. You're welcome to sit in there and listen to what I do.
Thank you.
You bet.
What time did you say you do that? I mean,
I do Monday through Friday. You know where Simon's office is, right? I'm right across from him. And I'm sitting in there, my door's open and I'm making calls.
So we could just sit in.
You can sit in there and listen to what I do. Yep. It's better if you make calls though, right? Can you hear the drums, Fernando? All right, good luck.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Just can never have enough business.
All right, let's look. Yeah, let me try. Yeah, they have an online one through one of the other offices. I'm trying to think what office. And they said there's not a lot of people show up, so I'm sure they would have been thrilled. Okay, so let's start with your phone. I'm gonna try and run that video. Hey, did you do this recently too with the essay contacts light and then that exports as a certain file type and then you send that to Scott Leroy so that he can put it in your. Do you have a second to say just because I feel like there's one, so let's click on that app. I feel like there's one part.
Are you guys gonna be sticking around 1 o'clock? Yeah,
What do you
because
have on
I'll be hosting a class at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it's like-
The ultimate real estate agent. Okay. So,
So that it goes. Okay, so this is the part that I don't remember which one did they have? Do you remember which option they had? Like it this, was it the option? Oh, okay, whatever it's default to X, okay. That was the only thing I needed. I was like, I don't remember when that menu comes up, which one. Yeah, so I would go ahead and select all of them. I would do all contacts. Yeah.
so they're compensating $4,000. That's the plan.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, So this $1 million.
So it's exporting it now, and then we'll go ahead and be able to email that directly to.
Export it
Yeah,
to
I
their.
just knew that menu was coming up, and I'm like, I don't remember which thing I chose, and I was like, you'll probably remember. Thank you.
Thanks, Jared.
Drew, how do you spell your name?
JER.
Oh, I got it right here. See my name?
I was wondering if this is okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're compensating. So, I mean, I don't like it. Because think about it, 60,000, it's not that much. Yeah. I think the compensation wise, it's better to upfront.
Just debating, because I don't know how we get
60,000,
it.
right? It's not 3%.
So you probably, with this phone, you probably have like a teeny tiny little memory card that clicks in, and then you can usually click it out and put it in like,
Percent of.
certain touch words, that doesn't, but that's why I'm wondering. Because
But,
we can always run it again, that's the thing.
So that's a good
price.
So has your client seen the property?
Email you, so whatever you use, or your emails.
Okay, so you need to call it each and. Agent,
Let's do that, yeah.
almost agent cell number.
It's gonna export everything to.
I bill. That's to see if you schedule.
Is it on the file?
And I don't know why there's no black box. Please do not show up without an appointment. Send an appointment this weekend. Say it's at 1 o'clock tomorrow. You don't have to be there. You just include the property. If one is not there, then I'll cover that. So just want to know time that I can go into.
Okay, so.
Find out after.
Figure out how to get to the speaker,
Likes this place.
Oh.
you know what I mean, so you have to try and get it.
Sending offers. Oh, you got till Tuesday. Okay, wonderful. Then you just text me, get a number. Then I'll have to. So that we can. Yeah, anything else?
I think that's pretty much it. I know they make them so hard to get on and off, which is good, I guess,
Yeah.
but,
Wow.
yeah. But even if we do, I don't think you have a board right now for it, I don't. Do you? On your little, oh, you do, right here, you still do,
Okay.
you do have one, I think, right here.
Oh. Yeah, I was thinking about it right here. All right,
Okay, yeah, let's find that, let's see. They definitely see
that.
I don't have this phone, I don't know how to use it. Wait, I just don't know how to use it, 'cause okay, let's try. How do you hear? There we go. Yeah, I can do that. All contacts next. Yes, we got that.
No, if you say all.
I think that's right, yeah. So this is just putting them into a certain, so say like you had it in Excel, there's a certain way that they want, Scott Roller wants it so that you can easily upload it into your CRM. So the CRM really is the command system, which is KW command. Have you come into this at all yet?
I have.
Okay, no, that's totally fine. So yeah, you'll see like, here's what- yeah, and there's so much to be done with it because these are like your menu bars, right? So this is your home screen. And this just tells you like what tasks you should be doing today. So that's actually really handy once you get everything uploaded and start them on like smart. So these are smart plans. So this is telling me who I need to call to call quarterly. It's like reminders so that you don't have to keep track of it. It will show you, you just go into command every morning and it'll show you, oh, you need to call Kathleen today, you need to call Olga today, you need to call Jared today.
Okay,
Yeah, and like you can put them on a certain birthday, smart reminder or smart plan.
so that's what you have. Nasty and it came up with.
So the thing will end up, once we figure it out, the thing will go into here, which, so this was just the home screen, that's just your general overview of certain things, but
Alright.
this is your contacts right here, is the next one down. Anything, if you scroll over them, yeah, it'll tell you what they are, and so you just like hover over them. So this is your contact. So once Scott Leroy takes this file that we're gonna create, you email it to him, give him 24 hours-ish. Then they go ahead and upload it, and so it will come in like this. So these are these are all your contacts, and then you have to go, they only show, on default, they only show 10 per page. But I've got 766 in there, so you can just do, like, keep going through. And then as you, let me see, somebody that I got me. Then you can click on a contact, so this is your one person's contact, you would click edit. And then you can go in and fill in all this information for that person if you want to, and it'll tell you the contact's health score. So for this particular contact for Aaron, I have 100% health score, meaning I have his phone number in there, I have his email, I have his home address, I have his birthday, and I have what he does for a living. And so that's telling me, okay, you've got everything in for Aaron, whereas I think this Aaron. Yeah.
Their physical address.
It's good too, like this is another one that I only have 76% because I have everything except his email address. Cause I'm a little funky because he works for the NFL and I'm like, oh, he might not want to tell me email, you know what I mean? So I'm like weird about asking him about it, so yeah. So it's okay if not, but ideally you get up to 100, for each contact to 100%.
So where you gonna contact them? That's it.
I think I will probably call him. Yeah, just because it's more of a personal touch and
Okay.
I'm close with his family, but less with him specifically, if that makes sense. So I feel like it would be better than just having like email blasts going out to him and he's like, this guy's annoying me. If I call him, then it's like an actual personal, yeah. Eventually, maybe I'll be able to get an email out of it, but for now, I'm like, I better just leave it. So anyway, that's gonna be the main thing where you start. Yeah, exactly. Yep, so you'll have your contacts in here and then you can use the arrows to get to the next page of them, or you can just click on, because it's saying showing 11 through whatever, you can click because it defaults to showing 10 contacts. Well, I could show up to 500 contacts in one page.
See, that's a.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this is gonna take, I mean, with 766 in there, plus that's not everybody, like I have Facebook people that are not in there, there's so much I don't have, I'm like, this is gonna take me for freaking ever to get through and actually like clean it up, you know, yeah. So I'm trying to take it a chunk at a time and not get overwhelmed by that, but sorry that I did that and then. Okay, so this time, let's try. Wi-Fi is into mine and I can send it to you. Yeah, do you know how to access your Google Drive? Yeah, exactly. Can you send it to me? And I can send it to you. Shoot, I should have kept Jerry here for one extra second. You can try to choose. So these are your, this one, right?
Probably.
Okay, and you have access to that one, right? Oh, yeah, that's what you emailed me from, yeah. That was fun. It's just enough an endless loop of see this is where technology stuff. So now you're in an endless loop of telling you it's locked and cut. Okay. You don't know on your phone, make it go away. Shoot. It's just gonna keep, I know, we might have to just be quick. Let's try. And we know that it's blocked, we understand, go.
We want to try
Go
different
away.
method.
How
Then
do
we
you-
go back to screens.
Usually like on mine, I can close the app out, I just don't want to close the app out on your phone. Is that what's your home screen, right? What's this guy?
Let's go.
Perfect, this is what I want. That's all. Okay, perfect. Okay, one here, no. Oh, we are going here. We're trying to listen to your phone. You are such a dick, so you're still doing that.
Hopefully, if we make a phone call or something.
No, you can make a phone call, it's just in this app, practice just being stupid. So worst case scenario, you just restart your phone and it won't probably be doing this, but I'm like, I thought it was gonna be able to do better. I'm stuck again. I'm not doing it. We were so close. Yeah, maybe give it a restart and then we'll try one more time. I just don't remember. It's just I think it was a glitch in the app. Because it was continuously trying to send it to that email, which was blocking it. So it just kept trying to send, blocked, trying to send, blocked.
Oh.
It's just like a search bar. What button do you push to turn off this one?
Yeah.
Push them all. I think it's speech.
Oh.
Yeah. It's still working right now. Well, I'm not doing well either because I'm so only used to an iPhone. Don't know, we don't that. Let me go back to this. Go away from this. Go away from that. Go away. See, it won't let you close it. That's the, oh wait, that's not the Christmas. Leave that while running.
I need to close stuff all the time.
I just have to just, I'm just gonna decide
So
how we want to
we'll
send it.
send
Yeah.
Because then.
And Google Drive is what we just tried, right? Yeah.
Well, let's try that default.
We did, because then we couldn't find your SD card.
They can't, you just,
It's on your SD card already, so we don't.
okay, so, okay, well then when we upload it to, Scott Leroy, can't we just put something, say, send it from the SD card?
I don't. Just don't know, like, if you have a place where it's on your SD card, like on your phone, do you know what I mean? Like it's saved, that you don't actually have to click the SD card itself out.
Right, you probably.
Well, no wonder technology boy is great though, 'cause it's
Yeah.
confusing shit. It's always just more new, confusing. In some ways I love it, in some ways I'm like. Yeah.
Got freaked out going on. I had to sit down. I thought.
Oh, it depends what you're doing. I can get motion sick on, if I'm doing like a roller coaster one, I get motion sick on it for sure.
I figured it wasn't the Matterport things were done. We did it in the first place.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That's kind of a hidden secret for me right now. I'm like, I'm gonna try and like create real estate walkthroughs on Oculus.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. I can see where that would be effective.
look online really fast, but I'm gonna do one other thing and search on there for 1 second. Let me see what mine exported as. So if I go, it's probably. Oh, what a pain in the butt.
It'll be 1 o'clock in there.
I know.
You want to say for the last?
Yeah, I can't say no to Simon. I'm just like a sucker.
I wasn't ready to go, but I guess we all get out there.
That happened to me the other day too. I was like, okay, wait, who's the contact report? Okay, Outlook. Let me search Outlook on there and see if it pops up anywhere.
Okay.
I'm just looking for a document
Okay.
named Outlook, but let me get to that search.
No,
I'm just looking to see if it pops up to tell me that a file, because that's how it exports it.
Okay.
That's why I was like, I don't know if we did separate it. I feel like I was supposed to click Outlook something too.
You like for all my documents.
Where, exactly, where did, it's just driving me crazy. Before the class started, I tried to look up where it gave me the like, let's do this, let's see if there's a YouTube. YouTube. Upload. And then let's see if there's one on.
I got one of those students. You want to have something that I come across on the street, you know, street. That's supposed to be like a CRM management type of program too. I downloaded a couple of them. I haven't gone through them yet to see how they work or what that, but.
Yeah.
I like the way you showed me that.
Yeah, sometimes they can kind of get you trouble, like troubleshooting videos. Import context to command. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want him to do that part. I just wanted to ask you context like.
No way. Okay. Right.
I thought that's what we just tried with the, that it got blocked and then kept coming up with that thing. But you can try it on your other email. Do you have that other email? Right?
Was that what you brought to me that?
I think it was.
How do we get back to it?
Yeah.
What was that? Oh, sorry, you just.
Oh.
You're gonna be real good at this part.
Oh.
Okay, hang on. So strange. See, I feel like he had me do the CSV file. So that's what mine was, a CSV, an Outlook CSV file.
Okay.
I think that's what mine told me to do. then you have to flip one of these, that's one we tried before, and that's a Walatka, so do you have access to that one? Let's try that one and see if it does make a Walatka. Is I've tried to. So it's, yeah, it's a privacy setting, I think. If it's not one thing, it's another, I tell you what. Okay. Let's try it. Let's try one last thing. Let's try and do access the Wi-Fi on here. So probably we'll go to settings or wherever. Do you know how to get onto Wi-Fi on there? Okay. Let's connect to the Wi-Fi. Let's try and find KW agent. And then we're going to do that same thing we did earlier. So capital KW, lowercase round. Capital, sorry. Yeah. That's all right. And lowercase for all the rest of it. Rocks, ROCKS. You're okay. And then pound sign. And then the other one. Good thing is now though, if this connects, then it probably will automatically connect you to the Wi-Fi.
That's how I got it,
Right,
so we
so-
saw that it was already on.
Yeah, okay, so now, so this is connected, so let's go back into the SA lights thing, and let's push play on this really fast.
Now, this is a follow-up instructional video. This is going to be clear instructions for exactly how to do every step in this process. And that's why we love video, because you can measure your own speed. The first step to this process is to visit your network tab installed, and you're supposed to phone connected to the same Wi-Fi network. Your phone cannot be in airplane mode, and there are multiple networks around you that you can connect to. Make sure to choose the one that your computer is also connected to.
So you're on that Wi-Fi
If your
with that,
computer
right?
is hardwired to a mobile router, it's fine as long as you're.
It'll be the same one, because that's what we changed. KW agent, we're on the same Wi-Fi, so that's good, yep, okay.
Phone is connected wirelessly to the same modem or router. If the modem or router that your computer is connected to does not have Wi-Fi of this video, once you've downloaded the SA contacts from the Untitled page under property style, backup will likely be selected by default. From the Untitled page under property style, backup will likely be selected by default. We want to choose a different property style, so tap on that drop down. In the video pops up, we'll choose Outlook. We don't want Outlook.com or
What a minute, I missed all that.
Yeah, that was, I think it maybe it's all over. Right. So now we're gonna put this, let's try that.
anything else, just plain Outlook.
Yeah.
This may be a little configured on Android, but you should have roughly the
This is
same
that one
function.
version.
Now we have Outlook selected for property style, we can tap start down at the bottom to begin the export. Once the export completes, which may take a little while depending on how many contacts you have in your phone, tap on the Wi-Fi icon just above the cancel and continue button.
So we're gonna do quick Wi-Fi. Yeah.
After tapping the Wi-Fi function, an IP address should be listed right in the center of the screen. Your IP address will absolutely be different than mine because it's different for each and every device and each and every network.
Yeah.
If your phone is not connected to Wi-Fi, then your no Wi-Fi will show instead. You want to make sure that your phone is connected to the same Wi-Fi network as your computer to move forward. If that IP address is there, we'll need that for the next step. Now on your computer, open your internet browser. Under the address bar at the very top, right
Okay, so wherever you, in here, so which maybe open a new one. Right, and then we're gonna,
Things like Facebook.com, type that full IP address in.
okay, so now we're gonna type this IP address. Do you want me to go ahead and do it?
Yeah.
Faster.
Yeah.
Read it out to me.
So just-
You had a question? Sorry about that.
What's that?
You had a question? Sorry, I was on.
Oh, you're okay. I think we're getting it figured out right now. I'm sorry about that too. I turned around and did.
Oh, no worries.
I think we're gonna figure out HTTP. Okay.
192 dot
Mhm.
168
Mhm.
dot 188 dot 80. Oh, no, colon.
Including the :8080 at the end, and hit enter. Right in the middle, the only thing on this page should be a message and the link to download the file. Click on the blue link with the name of that XLS file to download it. The file will be downloaded to the default download location on your computer.
Yeah, so I don't know where normally you have your downloads, so it might be tricky to find again. Okay, let's pull it. Save it out of your desktop. Are you kidding? That should, to do, that's like so above and beyond. That's like nerd alert techie, like. Don't stress not knowing that, because that's why I had to go back to it too. I'm like, oh yeah, with IP address and everything, that's way above my understand. Like that. Okay, there they are, and they're in the correct format, so that's good. So let's go.
It's an Excel.
That is in Excel right now, yes. So let's also go file. That's okay, let's actually.
So you gotta find it though, right?
Well, that's what I'm gonna look for, is I'm gonna see where you have your server. So there, and then you can go. Oh, downloads is all I want to know is where you have. I'll show you that. Once I figure it out, I'll show you and make sure I know what I'm doing here to do it right. Okay, great. Okay, so what you can always do is, this is really accessible to you, is a little magnifying glass. Anything.
Or sometimes I get the before.
Okay.
I want to see what that is. That bringing that?
But even just in general, if you can't find something, so say that you don't know where your downloads folder is, you can go to the magnifying glass, click on that. They have like a little search right here.
Yeah.
So all I did was click downloads,
Okay.
and then it'll pop up for you. So even if you don't know where it is on your computer,
Right,
this
right.
is kind of a shortcut that you
Okay.
can find it. So I double click that. Now you're in your downloads folder, wherever the heck that is, I still don't know, but we're in it. And here's.
¿Quieres ver que ya
Here's
está?
that, the one that you sent to Scott Leroy, is that one right there, the Outlook.
Esta semana, si quieres, ¿quieres ver?
So I
Lo
can
dejo el
touch screen it, so
que
I've
enseñaba
opened it a
desde
million times now, because I didn't know it was touch
60 mil.
So
¿Quieres
now
ver?
I want to go
Puedes
into your
¿cuándo si quieres?
email,
¿Quieres verlo?
which that is on you.
Ok,
is it
voy a
not?
ver se llama Celinda, voy a ver.
Okay, so now we're gonna compose a new message. And this is the email you want it to come from, correct?
Hey, it is now.
Bueno,
I only got that too.
This is Richard from California. I'm just asking to see if I can get a.
Yeah, so this is your type 10 one. Is that the one you wanted to go through, or you would go first?
Okay, since it's all those states.
Okay, yeah.
Is we not gonna hear any availability possibly?
Click that guy.
Yeah, it's 17,705.
And then we're gonna put in support. Look at your signature. Fancy.
Oh. I didn't know I did. I thought it was.
No, it's
Oh,
good.
that's all right.
Yeah, we're gonna put in support at scottleroymarketing.com.
Yeah.
No, it just came up, I think you just pushed enter in between, so it just went as like a multiple choice. Oh, yeah, no space though, just.
Tío, ya vinieron están ahorita, pero vamos a ver si van a cerrar ya tan pronto, porque bajamos ayer y ya hoy. Pero vamos a esperar, porque si no cierra, sí, está bien, pero si no cierra voy a llamar para atrás, porque algunas veces no venden. Pero sí, algunas veces, pero vamos a esperar un poquito y estoy viendo otros también. ¿Cómo? Sí, ya sé.
Okay, so let's say, please go over here and we'll straight to the subject. Oh, is this yesterday? Oh, wow. We'll just put in, please import my contacts.
Pues sí, es el
Yeah, it works.
el brokerage. Pero yo soy el agente aquí.
Here's the next tricky part, so you're going to the
Pero
body and
bonito,
you
ya
so much
veo,
I can
ya
click, I
veo,
can
ya
go. Now we want to put in your username and password for your MyPW account.
Okay.
So I will really quick, actually, I'm just gonna do this. We can always save this.
I know this page did have all that
Oh,
stuff.
perfect, yeah, I was just gonna draft that for you, so we were ready once you find it.
Okay.
You can just might use that if it's in your way.
Yeah, because I do that. Okay. And I heard the way I find that. I just go back to the date, but I know that they sent that, it was on the back. And that's a crazy thing. It's funny.
Do you know where it came, who it came from?
Yes, Scott Malloy.
Oh, perfect, so just go search all conversations, look right here.
Oh, they said I saw my star. It's too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, oh, but it's not in there.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Mhm.
12, 15. Yeah.
Oh, that'll just open your file. No, that's okay. Just where you clicked it over the file, so it's on here.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you so much. It was the.
Great, I'm just gonna type it here to make our lives easier, and I promise I won't say that, I just, just to make our lives easier.
Glad you did it. I don't have to try.
Yeah, I'm putting by this one in and like stole all of it, right? 10, I would never, by the way. 08591. So against my ethical.
Right, you're a military, right? Totally up to you.
Yeah, well, regardless, some people are not.
Scientific note, that's not true.
You could barely do it with my house. Oh, good, okay, so we're gonna put in. seems so much better typing my own. So fast at typing my own. With them, I'm like,
What did I say?
not at all, come on in.
So we sent it to.
I just typed it in.
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
could copy. Yeah. Okay, that one, and then we are going to attach.
Nice signature.
You all right?
Oh, you say that too? Okay, I guess it is all right.
How do you look? Let me just make sure that I haven't missed anything, but I think we did it.
What's happening?
Use this one. Hope we get there.
Ready to send it? It's gonna happen. You ready? Gonna happen. They'll email you in probably like 24 hours and tell you that your contacts are in there. Woo, that was a doozy, but we did it.